Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. I am your host, Maria Cribbs.
And I am Josh Cribbs.
And
welcome.
We are back from the desert, baby.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Ooh,
we had a great time out there.
It started off wonderful.
It started off amazing. And then the game. But before the game.
It was, when I tell you, Cavs jerseys, Guardians jerseys, CLE shirts, Browns jerseys, all throughout Las Vegas. Everywhere you went, Cleveland was in the house.
Dogs
I loved it.
traveled very well. We traveled amazingly. We took over Vegas. All throughout all the casinos, everywhere on the streets, all you saw was the brown and orange running past each other. It was amazing to see.
I heard this lady say, there must be some type of family reunion going on here. I'm like,
family,
okay, yeah, we're all family, right?
Okay, yeah. The dog pounds.
Those are my cousins over there, right?
Yeah. But it was an amazing time.
I had an amazing time.
Yeah, we did. Just going out there on the plane with the guys.
Yeah.
You know, being at the airport, we got an opportunity to talk to a lot of the fans. Gambling, we was at the tables together, taking over tables.
There's no we in that. There's no we.
Well,
Not
you
me.
weren't at the tables, but I mean, like
You
all
were.
around the casino, I was.
How good you do, Josh?
I did pretty good.
Oh, where's my cut?
Yeah, your cut. Where they do that at? Where do you give her your?
25%,
You don't
right?
give your 25%. All right, if we divorce, I'm gonna say she owed 25%.
I owe 50 on that one. 50
and
on
that
that
is
one.
on camera. 25%.
But I had a great time. You know what? You came back talking about how wonderful the cruise was, the fan cruise was.
Absolutely.
So I came here and experienced that, and I really did have a wonderful time, just meeting everybody, and we're all bonding in the name of we love Cleveland sports.
Yeah, the
you know?
dogs.
Yeah.
And what about the tailgate experience? The tailgate experience was something amazing. It was just.
I got in the pool.
We went to the Daylight Beach Club, and I was there at 8. I was filming
You were doing tailgate,
the
right.
pregame, and then it was just the fans start pouring in, and we had our own little private cabana up there, and we have a little video to show people.
Oh, you got a video for that?
Yeah,
one
we
too?
got a little
Let me see
video
the
to
little
show
private
people.
Cabana.
But check
Okay.
out this private cabana.
Look at you.
Check this out. We were out there. You saw that private cabana area, and all the fans were
Hold on, Josh thought he was looking sexy. Look at him.
Yeah,
like,
I did though. You know, don't hate, don't hate. And then
you
everybody's
just do one. You know how you put a shirt on, you unbutton one button. You had
Yeah.
about 3 buttons unbuttoned, showing
Yeah,
a little
I mean,
cleavage.
it was like when in Rome, right? We was
Yeah.
in Vegas. It was 105
It was
degrees every single day. You felt the heat, so I was a little hot, Maria. I
Yeah, it's
unbuttoned.
so hot. I actually got in the pool.
And I've been working out a little
And
bit,
hold
so
on,
I was feeling myself a little bit.
If
That's
you
all.
have been hitting the gym.
Yeah,
Now I
yeah.
realize you was hitting the gym just for that occasion right there. To put
Ain't
that
nothing wrong
tight,
with that,
put
man,
that,
you know?
that extra small shirt on. So you
Why
why you
you
get
hate-
extra small knowing you was a large?
I just grew out. I got a little bigger. I was. See, cut that part out, man.
I wish you would have showed why. Okay, I'm gonna say Joe right there. Why didn't you show the picture of Joe? Because the ladies were
Yeah,
swooping
look
over
at
him.
Joe.
No.
Joe had a nice little outfit
Look
on,
at his
man.
jersey, though.
He had the Browns, Indians, the Browns Guardians shirt, like a mix.
And his story behind that.
Yeah.
he said
And that
Colt-
was his shirt when he
Colt McCoy
played.
was his quarterback.
Yeah,
He
so
went
he
to school
came in
him?
with Colt.
Yeah,
so
he came in with them.
He came in with him in that class.
That was
in
slick. I like that
2010.
half Guardians,
So he got to
half,
have Colt McCoy, have Guardians jersey. That was really nice.
But
a
you
lot
should have
of
gave
fans
him a
loved
teaser
it.
of showing Joe when how he was in the
But-
pool because he had his shirt off and the ladies was like, oh.
Yeah, he
it's Joe.
tatted
I was
up.
like, Joe's married, you guys. Leave
Yeah,
him
Joe
alone.
is married.
Yeah, he's married. His wife would be here, but she's at home with the kids. Leave him alone.
Yeah, I was telling Joe to have a good time. It's in Vegas. Do
Joe
your
was having
thing.
a great time, right.
And then I had the shirt on. It was just for the Vegas shirt, the Vegas Browns collab shirt that G
Now I was thinking about it. Why you didn't get a ladies' review and take your shirt off?
Hey,
I
'cause
like that.
You,
Put a little
you
baby
get,
oil on. Oh, you didn't.
See,
If they
now
gonna be able to
she's
find no
saying
baby oil.
something.
Didi got
But
on the
let
baby
me-
oil.
let me do
You can't
it.
find no baby oil on the shelves right now. We know whose house it's at.
Hey, let me do that and hear Maria's voice. Like, oh, so we taking shirts off now? Oh, we doing that
I
now?
encourage that. Stop
Okay,
it.
all right.
But
so
I
when
will
I'm laid
say,
up on the beach with the ladies.
we went into Vegas all pumped. We went into
Yeah.
Vegas all pumped up, and everybody was in high spirits. But the ride home was kind of somber.
It was.
It's because of the game on Sunday. You want to come back and talk about it?
Yeah, we can come back and talk about it. And I got Browns legend wide receiver Reggie Langhorne to help me do just that. We'll be right back. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the show. I gotta have my main man on the show because of the game on Sunday. Welcome to the show, or should I say welcome back to the show. Reggie, Browns legend first. Browns legend wide receiver.
Thank
Reggie,
you.
tell him like it is. Langhorne, welcome back to the show. Reggie, what's up with you?
Me on again. I had a nice time the last time I was on the show, and I'm looking forward to today. Unfortunately, we're not going to have the conversation that you and I would have hoped for after the game on Sunday.
Not at all. Not at all, because guess what, Reggie? I pulled up, and with your permission,
Who was that?
I pulled up our text thread, for the game. And it's PG. I knew I was going to get you to laugh on this. Because and for our viewers out there, me and Reggie, we text throughout the game, the course of the game. And it's more so how the game is going, whether it's good or bad. And I can remember as soon as certain things didn't go our way, right, like it should have, you responded right away. And I was like, kind of trying to hold off to see if any change would happen. But one of your first texts that you sent, Reggie, and again, I'm not going to put too much of us out there, because it's not for everyone to know. But it was basically like, letting us know that we was going to be in for a long game if such and such, if we didn't do better. Can you talk about the first series of the game where we went down and scored, and then everything after that real quick, just a quick summary?
It's kind of amazing how you can script, or however they get to the first 10 or 15 plays to start a game, and everything looks so precise. The way they come out of the huddle, the way they address the football, everything looks smooth, like they're ready to play and they're ready to go. But when another team makes some form of adjustment, or whatever they do in the second, third problem, and not that it's a problem on the second and third drive, it's a problem for the remainder of the game. This is another part that we had last week when we played at home against the Giants. We had the ball 3 times with 5 or 6 minutes to go, and we could not move the football. We had the ball 3 times this week, and we could not move the football. And it could be mistakes from the line, mistakes from a running back, mistakes from the quarterback. And you would think, now this is week 4, and all the offseason, the OTAs, all these guys working on the same common goal, that you would be able to gather your troops together and come out with a strong drive.
Exactly.
It's almost like they never played together. And that's unfortunate.
Exactly. And I'm going to read your text verbatim around the first plays of the game. You said, Joshua, this is why you never know what you're going to get. 20 unanswered points. Not coach of the year, ? A coach of the year would get him out of this. And that spoke to exactly, and I'm kind of, again, I'm biased. And sometimes I have you on, Reggie, or I like bouncing things off of you because a lot of times you're not biased. You kind of tell it like it is. There goes the nickname I gave you, tell it like it is, Langhorne. Because no matter what, whatever you see, you're going to say it, whether it's coaching, whether it's one player or not. I think that going into this game, when you look at both rosters, even with our offensive injuries, we say Browns victorious. Because ain't no way Gardner Minshew and the 32nd ranked running back attack was going to was going to have success against the Cleveland Browns, especially with our defense and whatever our coach of the year, 2-time coach of the year recipient was supposed to give up. How bad is that, though? You sent me that text, 20 unanswered points.
And remember, you didn't have Devontae Adams.
Yes.
No Devontae Adams.
And
no Max Crosby.
And no Max
Crosby. So their 2 best players weren't even on the field.
That's something I got to kind of, you getting me mad all over again. Their 2 best players wasn't even on the field. Devontae Adams, off their biggest threat, their biggest wide receiver threat to score touchdowns, because, again, they're 32nd in the league in rushing, so they have to throw the ball to Devontae. And then their main power punch, equivalent to our Myles Garrett, did not even play. And it seemed as though he did play. Now, what do you make of late in the game, not even late in the game, throughout the game, we saw Deshaun Watson getting sacked because of the guy we were big on, Big Thanos, like we said, DeJuan Jones let 2 guys come in, not 1, but 2, and that's our guy. But when you mess up in this league, sometimes you got to be held accountable, even our own. What did you make of that play? And then on the sideline to see, it was bad when you had Deshaun Watson and Jameis Winston giving DeJuan Jones on the sideline an earful. What did you make of that?
So, I wish I could go back and see how much time is on the clock, because what I do understand, I play with a quarterback protection to that side. But obviously, with all those different bodies on the offensive line, there is no way they're going to be able to handle the heat when the kitchen gets turned up and it's hot like that on a Sunday. And he got confused. Always block inside. That means the outside's got a free release to Deshaun. And that's the problem. You can't keep hitting that quarterback, because just like any one of us, you get hit enough, you're going to flinch. And he was flinching. And, DeJuan has played well. But, Josh, you and I both know this. Offensive linemen is almost, they're technicians. They're like a sailing crew. Everybody knows exactly what to do when the wind changes, where to flow. Everybody knows exactly what to do. And this offensive line has no clue what they're doing. And they don't have Bill Callahan back there to help them sort it out game time. Ooh. Actually, I don't think they have enough people to help them understand what's going on once an adjustment has been made by the defense. Because we keep finding ourselves not playing good football for 3 quarters. We get one drive, and then the rest of the game, we're hoping we can get first downs. We're hoping it gets better. But then you got a penalty here, you got a drop ball here, you got a misread here. You almost got the engine that's got more issues. Every time you get something fixed, something else breaks down. So you got to figure it out. And it takes all of them. And this is not pointing the finger. Each man has to be accountable for his responsibilities on Sunday, know his assignment. And I don't think they're doing a good job of the small things. And that's what needs to be corrected. Or you're going to get your butt beat. Because Washington scores 35, 40 points. That's a lot of points.
Absolutely. And I was big on Washington with Daniels, because Daniels right now is looking like RG3 was when Washington had him. So my family, me being from Washington, they're big on Daniels. And to talk about him, I told him to be careful. They don't use him like they did too much like RG3, because that got him hurt running with them. And if they do that with us, they better do it sparingly, because hopefully we have those issues fixed. But moving back to that offensive line, and you said something real peculiar. They don't have Callahan anymore, because last year we had injuries on that offensive line too, and you didn't hear about it. You didn't hear about the names of Chris. You didn't hear about a Harris. Meaning you didn't really know about their line, because I don't even remember the backups from last year. I know we have Hudson, but I know they had other guys as well. But you didn't even hear about them. And that's always, like we said, a good thing when you don't hear about the offensive line. But now Callahan is gone. And we have injured players like we did last year, a year ago. And the same thing is not happening. You hearing everything about that offensive line like we didn't hear last year. So would you say it's player specific? Because DeJuan Jones said it was a lot of adjustments that needed to happen. Or are we just saying, you know what, these guys aren't prepared? It's coaching, not just Stefanski though, but the offensive line coach. Because without Callahan,
I have talked to some offensive linemen and guys, and this is just fact. It takes a while. Bad when you're playing with backups. Last year, they got to be able to kind of fix things well enough that we could win football games. Flacco threw the ball well. They had big games from the receivers, and even ran the ball fairly well. But this year, it's almost as though they can't plug the hole fast enough before something else springs a leak. So if they don't get it sorted out and realize that everybody's running what they call a 3-man game or a 2-man game, and if they're not on the same level to pass guys off to each other, and one guy's getting pushed in the backfield, that is trouble. That is too much pressure on Deshaun. And I don't care who you are at quarterback. Nobody wants to get hit in the mouth all day long and not be able to throw without someone standing in their face. And that's what's going on with him. I mean, like I said, man, I don't understand how they could get here. You were a playoff team last year. You were a very good, solid playoff team with a guy that was laying on the couch. Now you got your guy that you wanted to do well. You picked up a nice receiver in Jerry Jeudy, who's had a nice little time playing receiver here. But you go backwards with your offensive linemen, and they're hurt. I mean, I don't know where Conklin is. He pulled a hamstring. I mean, I don't even know offensive linemen that can run fast enough to pull a hamstring.
Right.
Is that even possible?
Exactly. Is that even possible? Exactly. And Reggie, I ain't going to keep you all day. One more text message. Look. One more text message. And this was huge, because everybody likes to point the finger. You wrote in all caps, TEAM. All responsible for their performance. Talk about that.
So I come from a world where each guy was accountable for each other. And I'm not thinking of coaches. It's just that my friends and I, when we played together, we worked out together. We all knew that our assignment, we all were responsible for making sure that everybody was on the same page. We talked during games. We talked before games. We made sure that when we took the field, none of us made the other guy look bad because we all wanted to win.
Exactly.
And it doesn't look like this team has the levels of togetherness.
Right.
You have the offensive line, you have backs, receivers, quarterbacks, and very seldom does it ever look like they're all on the same page. And like I said, one thing works well and something else springs a leak. Then you get a penalty and you get a ball off the chest and you get, 3rd and 1, you can't make the first down. I think it's a coach's responsibility. It's veterans' responsibility, or it's ever who wants to stand up and be a leader. I don't think you have to be in the league 10 years to be a leader.
Right.
I think people follow guys who conduct themselves a certain way. You can get young guys that come in there, work hard, don't make mistakes, know what they're doing, and all of a sudden people are looking at them because they're leaders. And that's what it is. It's not, I got to have 10 years in the league before I can lead. No, you can lead as a rookie. Nick Chubb led as a rookie.
Absolutely.
By example.
Yes.
We need more of those guys leading by example. I don't need to see you high five and handshaking and dancing every time you get a ball knocked down or make a first down. Show me by getting in the end zone, walking off the field, and getting ready to do it again next week, because we still got about 13 more football games, and the last thing you want to do is come back home 1-5 facing Baltimore and Cincinnati.
Absolutely. Reggie, I appreciate you as always. Browns legend wide receiver.
Always, Josh,
Reggie,
anytime.
Reggie, tell him like it is, Langhorne. Thank you so much. We're going to see you next time, Reggie. We appreciate
All right,
you,
brother.
baby. All right, guys.
See you Sunday morning at 10:58. See you Sunday morning at 10:58.
I see you Sunday, baby. And with that, we'll take a commercial
All right, brother.
break.
All right, now you guys, welcome back to the show. This segment right here, Keys to the Game, is brought to you by Affinity Whole Health. Now, Affinity Whole Health offers personalized treatment plans to help people feel better. You know that, Josh. Now, whether you're struggling to lose weight, low energy, muscle loss, poor sleep, they can help with it all. Affinity Whole Health provides expert guidance and support to help you safely reach your health goals. And like I told you last time, they really have Ohio covered with locations in Cleveland and Columbus. So wait no longer. Go sign up for your free consultation by going to affinitywholehealth.com. Again, that is affinitywholehealth.com. Now, Josh, is this keys to the game or keys to the loss?
Keys to the loss.
Okay.
That's what it is, keys to the loss. And my first key to the loss is, of course, it's coaching. Coaching. And you want to know why? Because if you look at that game, you saw the game, and overwhelmingly, it felt like we wasn't ready as a team. Things happened in the course of that game that happens to everybody. Injuries happened to us last year. That's basically why Coach Kevin Stefanski is a 2-time Coach of the Year recipient, because so many things happened. We had P.J. Walker, we had DTR, we had different quarterbacks every other week. We didn't know who was going to be our guy yet. When Flacco came in, we found our niche, and we still got things done. We got it done with P.J. Walker. He beat the San Francisco 49ers. So when you have these hiccups happen, you look at the positives from it and how we were able to adapt and overcome.
Right.
That's coaching. So when the negative and the opposite of that happens, it's still coaching. So you have to take accountability, which Coach Kevin Stefanski has no problem doing.
Right.
But overwhelmingly, good or bad, whenever we have a bad spurt or a bad problem that happens with our team, overwhelmingly the fans say, man, we got to get rid of Coach Kevin Stefanski. I'm like, wait.
Every time.
Every time. However, this game, I felt like the team was not there. And if you look at the offense, the game plan, even with injuries, you knew it going in. So we had to be ready for these guys not to play good. So more of a running attack, more plays to get rid of the ball, because we saw Deshaun Watson getting hit as soon as he dropped back. Guys were in his face, and that is coaching. Yes, we're going to talk about the guys individually on the offensive line, but coaching, you got to get your team together. You got to go with what you got. Next on that, when it comes to coaching, is defense.
Okay. So number 2, defense?
Not number 2. This is still coaching.
Still number 1?
This is still coaching.
This is 1A?
This is a 1B.
Oh, 1B?
Because 1B was the offense.
Oh, okay.
And then 1A was offense, 1B is defense.
Oh, okay.
And it's still about coaching.
Okay.
Our defense is supposed to be elite, right? How can we let Gardner Minshew and the 32nd ranked rushing offense and Alexander Madison to have a field day against us?
32nd ranked.
unexplainable that they could allow that much on this Browns team.
They probably shocked themselves.
They shocked us too. They probably was like, oh man, we're doing good. Gardner Minshew was back that thing with his little mullet hair and acting like he was in his prime. He is a backup quarterback. He is not supposed to be a starting in this league and beating the Cleveland Browns. That was not supposed to happen, but it did. Number 2, offensive line. I mean, I said that offensive line was a problem with coaching, but it deserves its own category because it was atrocious. Now, we don't blame the offensive line too much, but because of the injuries. It was all backups in there. But if we looked at last season, the offensive line was banged up last season, but you had a coach by the name of Callahan who still made it happen. And we didn't know about these guys named the backups who were in there. Right? And you know why you didn't hear about them? Because they did their job.
Doing their job.
When offensive line individually do their job, you don't hear about them because you hear about the running back running for a lot of yards. You hear about the quarterback throwing for a lot of passes. You don't hear about the offensive line. But the one starter we did have that I'm big on, Maria, and you know I've been big on him. Big Thanos.
Oh, Thanos, yeah.
Big Thanos was
How'd he do?
He did horrible.
Oh, God dog it.
He graded out so bad. I mean, it was just a terrible thing to see him, 2 guys coming and he missed both of them. And if you see that one play where Jameis Winston, you know it's bad when Jameis Winston is getting in you. You know what I'm saying? And Deshaun Watson as well. Both of them was on the sideline ripping him. And every time he dropped back to throw the ball, it was pressure in his face. Not without fault. Not that to say Deshaun Watson played a perfect game, but he was out there balling in my take.
I say, hey, Deshaun was responsible for this loss.
Right. With what he had to work with, I feel like he was balling. And the backups, if you're trying to win a job in this team, with this NFL league, if you want other teams to get you, this wasn't the game to look at. If I'm a backup and I want coaches to look at this film and try to make me a starter, this game ain't it. If you're a backup and you're trying to play, you show up. You show up so you can hopefully get a starting role.
Take somebody's job.
All right, I'm going to move on. Number 3, defense. I just talked about how Gardner, it was coaching. But players, and I say defense because the players take responsibility too. These guys are supposed to be elite, and I say it every week. Our defense is an elite group of guys individually.
Still?
They are elite.
Oh, individually.
You can't take away their stats.
There's no I in
team.
team.
You can't take away Myles Garrett's MVP.
There's no individual in team.
Right. And football is the biggest team sport.
Right.
So these elite guys have to play together.
Yeah.
They're just not doing it.
Right.
If you let Gardner Minshew throw for all those yards, go down the field at will and score touchdowns against our defense that I have in fantasy, I'm thinking about taking you out of my fantasy. And I see these guys all the time. I see Ward all the time. I see Miles all the time. Newsom. Emerson, these guys I hang out with.
You're saying you were depending so much on them to do great for your fantasy.
Not just fantasy. I'm a fan. I love these guys, man.
And on the field too.
Oh my gosh, I'm on the field too. So I respect these guys enough that hey man, I'm all in, like the fans are. So those are my keys to the Browns' loss. I'm heated talking about it. I get heated because I know what they can be, I know what they should be, and our fans deserve better.
Yeah. They
deserve better themselves. And they need to do that starting this week. But with that, we'll go to another commercial break.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. Now, Josh, I'm still, the loss on Sunday, I just feel bad because I saw how happy you were going into the trip.
Right.
And then at the end of the game, you were like, you know what, you can book that red eye you were talking about getting on the way home. Like he was trying to leave that night. Yeah, he was trying to get out of Las Vegas immediately.
And it was not just me. It was our fan base as well.
Yeah.
And because I'm a part of that, now I can see it.
Yeah.
I feel how the fans felt. And I put out a poll, which we're going to get into. Mm-hmm. And it basically said this, and we could put that poll up. After the Browns lost to the Raiders, who are we more upset at? And I wanted to get the heartbeat of the fans and to understand how they felt. Mm-hmm. So I put under here, and I'm explaining why I did this. I put the offensive line, Stefanski, the refs, because of that bad call they made when we was trying to get back into it, that bad holding penalty, or Deshaun Watson, because everybody loves to blame the quarterback.
I hope Deshaun Watson sees this, though, because they're not.
Right.
He played. I thought he did a great job.
Right. I thought he was playing his tail off, considering, right?
Considering.
A lot of people were saying, you know what? You should have had the defense on there. And I should have, but I purposely kept it off because when people recommend problems, then you know it's real. When they say, I'm not going to vote, it should be this. And some people were saying, I want it to be two. Like, why? I want to say the head coach and the offensive line because it was both of their problems.
Both A and B.
Exactly.
You know, all of the above.
And somebody said it should be all of the above.
Yeah.
It was a lot of comments. So without further ado, I want to go into some of the comments and see what the people thought. And then we're going to read them. We're going to have Pat read them, and then we're going to go over it a little bit to kind of talk about the validity of it. Because sometimes the fans be tripping. You know, when they say Deshaun Watson, it's clearly he's getting hit.
Right.
So we'll talk about that. So I'm ready when you are, Pat.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks,
guys,
Patrick.
the fans are not happy. And let me just say, really happy to be with you guys. This is really,
thank you
for producing our show
I'm
today.
telling you what, this is like a absolute thrill. I'm still pretty new here, so it's pretty exciting stuff for me.
Right,
But
there you
love
go.
Patrick. We love
I'm
him.
happy the fans are not so happy.
Right,
That's the
right.
thing. So
I'm
we're
not happy. I'm happy you here.
Yeah, we happy you here.
But I'm not happy that we
I
lost.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
So the first tweet, right, I say Kevin Stefanski is the reason because the team was not prepared for the season. What has been happening in Berea the past 10 months? He's the CEO. It's up to him to make sure the team is ready. What do you guys think?
Ooh.
I just wish
The
we would have had a
CEO.
preseason. He said the CEO.
Yeah,
He is
he's the CEO. It's on him. That's what the fans said.
Well, especially when you calling the shots too. You calling the plays. I just personally feel like they should have had a couple of preseason games. I'm from the era where y'all played preseason games, and now that you're not having any, I think we're witnessing what those effects of not being able to knock the dust off during preseason looks like. So.
And because to me, it seems like these 4 games was the 4 preseason games or the preseason games that they needed to get ready. Because honestly, we don't have an offensive line.
Right.
And Deshaun didn't play that last game because the offensive line was hurt. Now we're playing with hurt offensive line. He would have had to play with these hurt guys anyway.
Right.
So having that opportunity to prepare for that and to eat coaching wise as well would have gave not only the players the opportunity to play through bad injuries and not having people, but the coaches to coach through injury, having injured players and having to switch up your game plan a little bit. Right. I think it's a lot of validity in saying, the coach is the CEO, put the blame on him. He takes the blame for it, but a lot of times that's what the head coach is supposed to do.
Well, you would say as QB takes the blame.
Well, QB takes the blame for passes.
Okay.
And things like that. Even when somebody drops a pass, like Amari Cooper did during the game, which is huge. A quarterback could come up to him and say, you know what, I'll take something off of it. And it's on the receiver to say, no, keep throwing it. That was my fault, to take the onus of it. And that's why I tell, quarterbacks who, aspiring quarterbacks, hey, always take the blame.
Because now I'm like, what, men do that? Men take the blame?
Oh, always take the blame.
In your relationships,
As
y'all
a
don't.
leader.
In a relationship, y'all don't.
This ain't.
Nah, y'all do it with each other. Okay, y'all do it amongst each other.
Relationship.
Okay, got it.
We're talking about
take
football.
Take a little notes right here.
This
Y'all do
ain't
it
no
amongst each
relationship.
other.
We
Oh,
talking
I'm sorry,
about-
I got a little sidetracked.
Don't be getting sidetracked. Pat, go to the next.
I'm
the
staying
next
out of that one.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
staying
gonna
out
put
of that
it
one.
on. We're
Let
gonna
me
bring
tell
you
you
into
what.
it.
I'm staying out of that one. Oh my goodness. All right, well,
Oh,
the next
God.
tweet we got though, guys, it's really tough to say. Really, the Browns just aren't very good. Watson played well enough to win, but his supporting cast didn't do anything to help him. It's gone other ways in previous games. The team needs to figure out what it wants to be. Maybe that's beyond this year.
So that's kind of like the maybe it's beyond this year, Maria. And I just, it has to be this year. Not to say they have to go to a Super Bowl. I want them to. My bar for them wasn't the Super Bowl, guys. My bar for them is actually just AFC.
Yeah.
AFC championship. And in my bar, they don't even have to win the AFC championship. That's the next level that they have to
still a
reach.
high bar. I mean, when's the last time that has been done?
Exactly.
Yeah,
right?
so, yeah.
And when I look at this team, a lot of these guys are getting out of their prime. Miles ain't going to be in his prime too much longer. We're not going to see all these guys you see Amari Cooper already declining from his prime.
Yeah.
So guys football the lifespan is the average of 3 years.
Yeah.
So these guys aren't going to be in their prime for long. So I agree with the telling of that statement.
I just feel like with certain quarterbacks, and even going back to our son Israel, I tell him stay put, throw. Because why are you putting your body at risk, wear and tear? Is that what we brought Deshaun Watson here to do? Use his body like this?
It's not just that. Because he took heat for saying I'm not a running quarterback. He runs when he has to.
Yeah,
he runs when he has to.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who are biased against him will say, "Oh, he's supposed to be saying, he's supposed to do anything he can to help."
Not, especially with that shoulder. I'm like, don't fall on that shoulder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this
Protect
game,
that man. Yeah.
this game was proof that the man is out there doing whatever it takes.
Whatever it can, right.
If he has to run, he runs. But he's not trying to design a play specifically for the guy who was hurt last year to put himself back in harm's way to get hurt again.
Right.
He's not. Look what the Washington Commanders did with RG3 when he was the guy that they're doing now with Daniels. But Daniels is having some success. I feel like they're running with the design runs that they have with the guy who can pass the way he does is atrocious. You put him in a position to get injured.
Get injured.
Use this quarterback sparingly to run. Go ahead, Pat, with the next tweet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, guys, we got the last one, but they're saying the offensive line. Deshaun Watson can't do anything behind an injured offensive line. I understand the injuries, but at what point is that an excuse for this team?
I just feel like the backups, like you were saying, the backups should be able to make a name for themselves. I understand we got some injuries out there, but this is your time to shine, baby. Hold them up. Hold them back. Push them back. Why is our QB getting attacked like this?
That's the most important thing.
A backup in the NFL should at least still be at 90%.
Right.
Our guy's getting banged up. Watson's getting jammed up.
And I think
no protection out there.
Maybe, Pat, that's coaching.
I think so.
And I'm not saying Coach Stefanski. Maybe it's time for Coach Stefanski to move on from the lineman coach. But when you having this much problem that you didn't have last season with the same type of injuries, I think that's coaching. And it's accountability with the players as well, though.
But when it comes to certain injuries, too, don't you look at the training?
I mean, why
are my guys getting banged up? Like, are they stretching? Are they doing yoga? Are they doing Pilates? What are we doing?
You can't go at training because the NFL is 100% injury.
Yeah.
It's not if you're going to get injured, it's when.
It's when, right.
So that makes you a good coach when you can grab anybody and make them.
But that year we had them Achilles tendons acting up on people. We looking at the trainers like, why everybody's Achilles jacking up?
And they do switch because of that sometimes.
Exactly.
The strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
However, I think that you gotta. These backups have to come in ready to play without the team missing a beat, and that's what keeps you in this NFL. And with that, that's it from our our fan comments from the NFL from tweet and X and
Josh
stuff
still
like
irritated by this whole situation.
I'm irritated.
We're going to break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Do I get scared? Who they think they talking to? Of course I don't get scared. I'm Josh Cribbs. 3-time NFL Pro Bowler. Something touch me, I'm gonna have to fall over.
I mean, yeah, I used to get scared at haunted houses when I was in high school.
All-decade return specialist.
Got to birth kids. If that's scary. Haunted house? Come on. I hear something.
I'm a football player. I was born as a gladiator.
You really ain't gonna see me out of character too much. I'm really cool. My hair in my mouth. Calm. Collected. You gotta laugh like that, Josh. Like,
I'm gonna cut you up.
all right, you guys, y'all just saw the video of our time at Bloodview Haunted House. Now, we told y'all last week it's spooky season, so it's time to get ready. So guess what we got for you today?
Yes.
We have the chairman from Bloodview Haunted House here on the show with us today. What's up, Steve?
What's up with you, Steve?
Josh, Maria, how are you guys doing?
Oh, you know we're doing great because I don't know if you guys know this. Halloween is one of my favorite times of the year.
Yes.
Which I will say I'm a little upset because Myles Garrett usually decorates his house.
He
like,
does.
I want you to do ours, but you don't.
Right.
But Steve, I'm sorry.
Myles Garrett has to get to Haunted House,
Bloodview. Has he been to Bloodview yet?
I got some passes here for him if he wants to step up.
No,
Myles Garrett, we're going to invite you to
Haunted
Bloodview.
House, but you haven't been to Bloodview and Broadview Heights yet?
I'm going to have to drop him off to him.
So, Steve, every time we go to Bloodview, we have an amazing time. It's because
of Steve.
It's because of Steve.
Or it's because of Maria thinking she can't be scared. No one will scare her. Every time she say this, I'm like,
have I ever said that? Have I ever said that?
We saw the video. You was like, it's not in high school.
No, wait.
I used to get scared in high school.
Wait, Josh, I've had childbirth. That's scary.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Did I say that? Oh,
yes.
That was neither here nor there. You guys can't bring it to pass like that.
Steve, how long have you been doing Bloodview? How long have you been running Bloodview?
Yeah.
Running it, actually, the last 6 years has been my term so far.
Mm-hmm.
I acted there when I was actually an adolescent, which was probably just a couple of years before that.
When you say acted,
I
as in
got
you
you.
were doing the scaring?
Yes. Years ago, I actually did do some scaring there when we were actually in the old house.
Oh my
So we were going to ask you, being a chairman and all, you got to have some type of veteranship and know what you're doing. So you actually was one of the ghost and goblin of Bloodview.
What was your costume?
Actually, I joined the Lions Club probably 10 years ago. Actually, just over 10 years ago. They actually sponsored a service project for my daughter. And in turn, that's how my wife and I joined the Lions Club. And, you know, we've just been having fun ever since. And then one day I raised my hand at the wrong time, and now I'm the chairman.
And now you're chairman of
He
it.
said he raised at the wrong
Since you
time.
brought up the Lions Club and then also the Legion of Terror, can you please explain to our viewers why not when you just go to the haunted house at Bloodview are you just paying your admission, but it's actually going to a good cause? Can you tell them about that?
It goes to a lot of great causes, Maria. There's so many different things. The Legion of Terror is the oldest nonprofit acting troupe out there.
Wow.
They're actually a 501c3. The Lions Club, we're international. We got 4 million members in the Lions Club. So the Broadview Heights Lions Club came up with the idea in 1979 to open up a haunted house, and in turn, we opened the haunted house. We lost money the first year. It was horrible. They're like, well, we can't just give up. We got to keep going. So we kept going. Now we're 44 years later, 43 seasons, and we've raised millions of dollars going to charity.
Wow.
And you know what? Speaking of 40, how many years? 43 years later?
This is our 43rd
43rd season. And I'm sure you guys are very particular about the causes that you donate to, right? And I know this lady named Maria, and she has a shoe situation that she needs some donations to because her husband be acting stingy. So if you guys are looking for someone to donate to, I think that would be great for Legion of Terror and Bloodview Haunted House and the lady named Maria that really needs some
Well, hold
shoes.
on. I know a guy named Josh who wants to take some fishing trips. And he's very misfortunate. He has people at his own house who don't even love him like they need to, and he could use the charity as well. All right.
That guy Josh sounds like a lucky man.
See, but look, I just wanted our viewers to know, Steve, that when they're getting scared at Bloodview, when that video you saw Maria and I getting jump scared, I have to say jump scared because I wasn't scared like a ghost was going to. I got to put that out there.
Josh
That's
has an image to uphold. He can't just be
I
coming
got
on
an
TV
image
acting
to
scared.
uphold.
Right.
But when we were getting scared and we pay our money to go there, everybody, when you go to Bloodview, you're giving back.
Yeah.
So it's always good. And I always say this, I love going to events where the event is giving back. So I can have a good time, and at the same time, you're giving back.
More
So
than
when
just a
when
haunted
it's
house.
a date night, or when you're taking the kids or the football team like we did to Bloodview, you're giving back.
Now, Steve, I just want to say, our viewers, I personally think of going to a haunted house as a great, I told you, a first date type of situation because you get all cuddly and,
Well, okay.
But
No, I was just saying,
I'm just saying with the weather
that
and
might end the
things
date.
like that.
You get too scared, you might end the
But
date.
Steve's Steve's a professional. How should one prepare to attend a haunted house? Blankets, flannels, what?
No, everybody, sometimes they wear hoodies. We sell merchandise on site. So there's a lot of different things. If you want to wear a hoodie, wear a hoodie. If not, buy one while you're there. All the proceeds go to charity.
Either way it goes.
Now, the scares, they're volunteers.
Yes.
Everybody who comes there is volunteers. So that means if you wanted to give back and to become one, you would volunteer.
Could you do that?
Yes, we always take volunteers.
And not just volunteers, but I asked this question, when we were off a commercial, would you cut someone who wasn't scary enough? Or how does that process work when you go there and if they don't have what it takes?
The audition process?
Is there an audition if you want to volunteer?
Okay, you know what the old saying, you can pick your nose, you can't pick your friends? It's kind of like volunteers, okay? You got to take what you can get, but you know what? Our group actually works with everybody, and they teach them more and more.
Oh, you train them.
You could come in there not knowing a thing, and then at the end of the night, be actor of the night.
Wow.
Because your scares, I feel like some of them, I don't know if this is true or not, they're actors to me, and they're very passionate about what they do, and so passionate that when we were done shooting,
You
they
wet
still
yourself.
trying to scare us, and I'm like, wait a minute, cut, we're done.
Yeah.
Here. Why you still
Right, why you
chasing me around
still-
with a chainsaw? Really?
Yeah, I yelled because we were filming, right? we're filming, and it's a few times that people don't know. I was like, all right, man, let's cut time out for a little
No
bit,
time
man.
out. No time
I
out.
need a drink of water.
Right.
I wanted to go back to the huddle and think of a plan with Maria. Like, man, hold on. I kind of wanted to say, all right, cut. Let's go outside and start over again because
Right.
I didn't want to look so bad on camera being scared.
Right. So they really love what they do. Now, when I take my...
Wait.
Oh.
Wasn't he the one that called himself the Gladiator?
I am a gladiator. I still believe
He was
it.
running like a gladiator.
But you guys did a good job because it was. I was looking for spots that people can jump out on.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, oh, yeah, somebody about to come out right here. So I'm ready. And then somebody came out right here by my face.
Yeah,
I was
a
like,
little
oh.
too early. Yeah, like I'm already right here.
That's what's
Not what
good
you
about
expect
it.
him to
Not
be.
what you expected to
Right.
be. I think that's what's good about
Now,
it.
Steve, I may or may not have...
Wet yourself a few times?
No, when it comes to dropping my children off to go to Bloodview Haunted House, I may or may not have dropped them off and then came back to get them hours later. Is that normal? Is that legal?
I've seen you drive through a couple times.
Is that
doing
legal?
that.
Okay.
Can other people do that? So do people drop their kids off
come
and let
back
them
and
have
get
a
them
good time?
We're a safe environment.
Okay.
We make sure everybody's there safe. I have 2 officers that are off duty working every night. just to make sure everybody's safe.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
But say somebody comes like Josh, who's always pressed for time, because I've seen y'all's lines. The lines get long, Steve. Is there any way we kind of slip somebody a couple dollars and get, jump ahead of the line or a pass or
Fast
something?
program.
Oh,
you
you got fast pass?
Okay, you got a fast pass.
Like they have at the amusement park? You got a fast pass.
Pay a
Come.
little extra.
If you see the line too long, spin a little bit and go to the front of the line.
Exactly.
That's my kind of scary
My kind of
place right
place,
there.
too.
Yeah.
And I would be remiss to say, when we say Bloodview Haunted House, I feel like we're kind of shortchanging what's going on here because you're not just inside
Right.
the house.
It's the
Can you
outside
tell
portion.
Can you tell them about the outside portion as well?
Well, yeah, actually, because it's really an interesting story because Bloodview is like one of the only haunted houses in the United States that actually travel with Ozfest.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we traveled with Ozfest in, I think it was like 2000 or 2002, somewhere in there. And that created the money to actually build another house. So when you start in what we call the Gore House or the House of the Damned. And then in turn, you end up on a wooded trail that takes you out to another little island. And you come off the island, come back into another area called Old Town. And then you come into the main house.
So it's different parts
It goes
of it.
down in
and
the main
that's
house.
not even on the video. So we didn't want to show y'all everything that Bloodview has to offer, but it's not just a haunted house. Y'all gotta and it feels like that one movie. What's the movie?
When they was outside.
Yeah, when it's outside and it's like
the Blair Witch?
The Blair Witch
The Blair Witch,
Project.
yeah.
When they was just looking at the camera. That's how it
Running
feels.
through the fields.
Because I'm like, hold up, man, is this part of the haunted house? That's how it was last time. Like,
Right.
is this part of it?
We so excited. I think we need to go again,
I'm like,
Josh.
this has access to the highway. If somebody gonna jump out and take me, like
right,
you feel
it's right
real.
when you hear the turnpike.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel like it's real danger. Like, man, is this part of it?
Right.
I feel scared. Goosebumps.
Steve, can you tell our viewers, because the season is here, Halloween is upon us, can you tell our viewers the days, the hours, the times, and how they get tickets?
Well, actually, right now we sell our tickets on site at the ticket booth, which it's called the Witch's Roost, and we open our ticket booth at 7:30 every night, and we're open now Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Fridays and Saturday, we sell our last ticket at midnight, and Sundays we sell our last ticket at 10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock. Oh,
All right.
gosh. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Y'all got to get there. To
See?
me, it's number one out here.
Now I know we
Yes.
offer those tickets to Miles Garrett, but do you mind if can I get one? I get one.
What you gonna do with that
VIP
one?
pass, or
You
two.
gonna-
I need.
what
I
you
need
gonna
to
do
bring
with the
Josh.
tickets,
He's just
Maria?
so jealous. Look at he's just over there
Nah,
jealous.
just tell us what you gonna do with
I'm
the
gonna
tickets.
give him to Miles Garrett at his
Okay.
house. I'm gonna drop
Okay.
it off at his
You gotta
little
remember,
decor.
we are
Okay.
a charity, so these things are a commodity. Okay?
It has value to
It
it.
has value to it. Steve, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate you.
Anything else you want to say? Do we cover everything?
Next time, can I get a cold one?
Oh,
Oh,
a,
yes.
a cold garage beer on the house. Take a whole case if you. He's on the throne right there. Take a whole case if you want. Viewers, make sure you check out Bloodview Haunted House and Broadview Heights. We love it each and every season. And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Return. Now, if y'all could have seen the tear coming out of Josh's eye. Well, it didn't come out all the way, but it was just like holding on by a thread
I was getting watery.
at the end of that game.
That's all. Because I was
It was
out
hot
in
out there.
Vegas.
It was hot in Vegas. It was hot.
talking. I wasn't talking a lot of trash. I just was real animated, right,
Yeah.
for the game. And
Your eyes
every
started
time they
watering?
making plays, I got I was bossing up on Raiders fans and stuff like, yeah, oh yeah, baby. And then when stuff wasn't going our way, especially when we had that touchdown call back.
Yeah.
I was like, that's right, baby, and it's over. And then I saw the flag, and I was like, I was looking for an exit.
Little tear.
I was like,
I was, oh, you know, he be using Visine. That ain't really a tear.
I had that
His eyes is red.
I had the tremble effect going on.
Right.
But Maria, we had fun on the show today. We had
We got Washington coming up next, though.
we got Washington Commanders coming up next. They're a really good football team right now, riding high. We got to end that.
Okay.
We gotta go in firing on all
Hopefully
sides. I know we
can.
banged up.
Is Chubb going to be returning?
Yeah, Chubb is coming back. I'm excited for it. At the same time, it's like,
Nervous,
man,
huh?
we don't have an offensive line. We got to get
Why
that
would we
together.
why would we want him out?
Because a lot of fans are like, man, put him back on ice until we get an offensive line.
Yeah, 'cause we
but we
don't-
had Reggie Langhorne come on today and just tell it like it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm going to have him on as much as possible because sometimes I'm biased.
Yeah.
Because I love this football team and I get biased. So I have to have him there to hold me to the fire,
Yeah,
to
I
keep
like
me
how Reggie
honest.
keeps it straight
Yes,
up,
he
so
keeps
he's a
me
straight
honest.
shooter, yeah.
And then, man, I'm going to take a load off again. I think we're going to have to swing through Bloodview again,
Love
man.
you in the house. Get your screams and scares out. Seriously.
Date night. Date night.
We gonna go dress as Raiders fans. They'll probably scare the crap
No,
out of us.
I'm not going to do that. I'm forbidden to wear other team jerseys or anything unless I lost a bet. I ain't lose
I
no
think
bet.
watching football gives me anxiety.
It does.
It's not good for my mental health.
That's why they called them the cardiac kids back in the day.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay, because I need to go
Heart
check
attack.
my blood pressure.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
You
Get that-
guys, we love y'all
Yeah.
so much for watching. Make sure you have a wonderful week, and we'll see
Go
you next
Dogs,
time on the
baby.
return.
Ho, 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 ho.